I want them to know the difference between a young man that just want to lay down with him and a young man that see a future with him.
Right.
And I can't look to nobody else to teach that to them.
Right. No.
Because the white man, yo, we're going to get on you in a minute, Esau, because I don't like what you're doing with Tory.
Buddy boy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like what you're doing with Tory Lanez.
You're trying to kill that man. We know.
And your psyop is so deep that you trying to divide black women from black men with this thing.
Yeah, of course.
But I can see that. I can see that divide. You can't see it. I can see that they're trying to divide the black man from the black woman with this Tory Lanez thing. Because if you support Tory Lanez, you automatically what?
You hate
black women.
Above all nations, a brand rooted with our heritage in mind. Featuring the Babylon Has Fallen hoodie, this mighty piece is a bold statement describing the times we're living in. Also perfect for keeping warm while standing firm in your faith. You won't be able to miss the vibrant Song of Solomon tee, inspired by Song of Solomon 1 and 10, a piece that represents our royal heritage that the Most High gave us. Head over to aboveallnations.shop to grab yours now. They're moving fast. That's aboveallnations.shop. Kwame Yashram.
They got to get with the Devon Denham team, man. They got to get with the Devon Denham team.
Get right and get left, you heard?
Yeah, he got the whole set on.
Denham, man. Get right.
Y'all got to get with it. Let me see the back of that joint again. Oh, my God.
And his friends.
Come on, dog.
That's the one.
Y'all got to get with the right team. Yeah.
I hope y'all like that. That was Supplication by Roy the Chef. It's dangerous out here. I hope you guys make it home safe.
Why is she eating? She's just like, yeah, they just say, she into astrology. Nah, she's just say eating for us. It's like, she's just crazy. Yeah, she's manipulative. Like he's saying. Yo, check it out. You ain't worried about that. They're going to show you at the end. So that was that a knocking out 1 minute? That's probably.
Yo, what was that about? Don't worry about it. You wouldn't understand.
What's your nationality?
You mean like religion?
No.
Yeah.
What's your nationality?
What do you mean by that?
Good question.
This is why we teach.
What nation do you represent?
Nation.
Yeah, you're a part of a. You're not on an island.
Yeah.
So what's your nation?
I don't know to be honest. I don't know.
Where's your father from?
I'm a bastard.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. You're not a bastard. Don't say that. You're not a bastard.
A bastard is an illegitimate child born of incest. A bastard is an illegitimate child born of incest. That's not what you are.
That's not what you are.
I can tell. You just a brother that suffered the curses in America.
Yeah.
So you don't know your pops. That's in the Bible. Deuteronomy 28 and 54.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the book of Deuteronomy.
You're gonna find out that most answers to the common human condition is in this Bible.
Yeah.
It's not the white man's book either. It's not disconnected from us. This is our spiritualism. It was hijacked by these people.
Right.
And then they gave you a figurehead. They gave you that image. And then they taught it to you another way. They don't teach you what this actually says. They hold this and teach it to you. Straight like that. Don't people tell you God love everybody?
No.
What page that's on?
I don't read the Bible. I'm a Muslim.
See that?
I read the Quran.
Now, see, the Quran will tell you that this book is true.
Yeah, it do, yeah.
Surah 10.
Yeah.
Surah 10. But the Quran also contradicts this book. Now I got a problem. If the Quran is telling me this book is true, but then it contradicts this book, what we talking about?
Right, true.
That means Muhammad, he's an Ishmaelite, can't prove it through hadith, but that will tell you that. Ishmael means you heard about God. That's what that word means. He has heard of God. But he don't know. This is the source material.
What it's called again?
Yeah.
So what?
He that knows of God but don't know.
That's what Ishmael means.
Ishmael.
Because Muhammad is an Ishmaelite, so-called. But this is the source material. This book is for blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics.
Right.
Islam is for the Arab man. Now you're not wrong for trying to be spiritual, because I wouldn't accept white Christianity either. It's racist.
Right.
It's simple.
Right.
Look at how wicked the people are. They don't have no morals. So I understand.
But it ain't part of this
But the Most High trying to raise you up. Say, I'm gonna start you at Islam. Now I'm gonna give you your nationality.
Yeah.
Once I give you your nationality, I give you my laws. That's how the Lord do it. Okay? Read that. Show him the situation in the Bible.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
That's one of the curses that the Most High God placed upon the Israelites in the last days, so that they can identify themselves.
Can you read that one more time?
Fatherless households. Read.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate,
That means a good brother. Read.
his eyes shall be evil toward his brother,
There's going to come a condition upon him where he will have less love for his people than he should have. Read.
and toward the wife of his bosom,
So he's going to leave his woman. Read.
and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
And he's going to leave his children. That's a problem that we have in the black community. That's where our fatherless households come from. It come from this curse. This curse is because we're not keeping God's laws. Read verse 15.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
If you're not willing to listen to your God, read.
to observe and
I know your man not feeling it, but he got to listen. Read.
to observe and to do all his commandments.
You must observe and do all the Lord's commandments. Do you keep Ramadan?
No.
What commandment of God is that?
Right.
The fast.
What is the fast in the Bible?
Fasting is.
I don't know what it is.
Exactly. So you're doing something that another nation is copying, and by proxy, you're not keeping God's law.
Right.
You following Ishmael.
Right.
Do you have to make the Hajj?
What it is.
You got to walk around the Kaaba.
I don't know what it is.
You Muslim.
You're a Muslim.
Maybe he
They're
just
not as strong as
Muslim.
how
Maybe
they-
he Muslim entitled, but he not deep into that religion.
That's what my grandpa said. That was happening.
All right, I want you to come out of Islam. I want you to come to the truth, man.
Yeah.
Because this is the truth.
Right. It's called. What's the truth called?
It's called the Torah.
Say it
The
again.
laws of God, the Torah.
The Torah.
Yes. Who is Jesus Christ? You see this white boy right here?
Was he a prophet?
Yes.
Yes.
Deuteronomy 18:18. Read it.
Is it this guy though?
Huh? Nah, Jesus, he was black.
Ah.
That's right. Yeah, not
Islam do not teach that.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They don't.
No.
They don't, brother.
No.
Trust me, my
They teach you
grandparents
that.
did.
They teach you that Muhammad and Jesus was white boys.
Hey, stop that.
Read this. 18:18.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 18.
Bring it out.
I will raise them up a
He's gonna get
prophet.
it. He's gonna understand. He playing right now, but he gonna understand. Read.
I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren.
Say what?
I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren.
That prophet Jesus Christ is from amongst his brothers. These his brothers. These nations are his brothers. So he can't be a white boy because these his brethren. He's from Judah. African Americans brought from the west coast of Africa via slavery are from the tribe of Judah.
Yes.
These are things we can teach you. Now when you go to your mosque, they're gonna say these boys lying.
Yeah.
Your imam gonna say these boys lying, but he won't come here.
He won't debate
He will
us.
not come here.
He not
Read
gonna
it. Read
debate
it.
us.
I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth.
So Jesus Christ was a prophet who had the word of the Lord in his mouth. That's why he's called the Word of God. That's why.
Right.
Jesus not God. Jesus not a part of no Trinity. And this don't say that. But don't people holding this book teach that? They hold this book and tell you it's a Trinity. They hold this book and say Jesus is God, right?
Right.
This don't say that.
Don't say that.
They're gonna walk
Nowhere.
behind you, Marcelo.
Y'all go around the other way. I'm gonna head out there. Appreciate that information, my boy. Thank you.
You going and look at his name, Adam. What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
First man.
No.
No.
Blood.
Blood.
First blood.
Appreciate the information.
Life is in the blood.
Let me tap in, my boy.
I'm gonna look for you.
right,
I'm
brother.
gonna look for Brother Adam. Hey, be a leader.
Gotta man, listen. That's
Young
why
niggas
we
play
teach.
too much, man.
That's why we
But
teach.
I understand.
I was a knucklehead.
I was a knucklehead.
Yeah.
But look at us understanding our people.
Yes.
Whereas the white man would dismiss us as hopeless.
Yes.
How many white damn guidance counselors say you're not gonna be nothing when you grow up?
A lot.
That's how they talk to our young people.
Hey,
The teachers say that. You hear that a lot in our hip hop songs, right? Especially from the '90s, right? Biggie said it, right? That his teacher said that he wouldn't be nothing but a garbage man.
Wait, how much more
Right?
proof do you need though?
The white boy was sitting in court for raping a little girl behind a dumpster,
dumpster,
and the
gang.
judge will say, "I'm not gonna throw him in prison because I don't want to ruin his life."
Yeah.
What?
There was a young man in Idaho that put on boxing gloves and beat up a kid
Yeah.
that used to be the water boy for the football team. He put on boxing gloves and beat the kid every day. He got tired of that. He took a hanger and sodomized him with a hanger on the back of the bus coming from a gang.
Right.
That's how sadistic and sick these Edomite children are.
that's right.
And the judge did not put him in jail. The judge said, I don't want to ruin his life for a mistake he made as a child.
Exactly.
And look at the heinous action he's doing. Your young men get no second chance with the police, man.
Second
Right.
chance.
God forbid they take a hanger to somebody, right? They're gonna put them under the jail.
Or even own
You
a
know
cap
what?
gun.
Is my young daughters to understand that they holy and they sacred, and I want somebody to tell them that. I want somebody to tell my young daughters that they beautiful. They don't have to change nothing about their looks, their hair, their eyelash, none of that. They perfect the way that they are. I want them to understand that their chastity means everything. I want them to know the difference between a young man that just want to lay down with him and a young man that see a future with him.
Right.
And I can't look to nobody else to teach that to them.
Right.
No.
Because the white man, yo, we're going to get on you in a minute, Esau. Because I don't like what you're doing with Tory.
Buddy boy.
Oh yeah.
I don't like what you're doing with Tory Lanez.
You're trying to kill that man. We know.
And your psyop is so deep that you trying to divide black women from black men with this thing.
Yeah, of course.
But I can see that. I can see that divide. You can't see it. I can see that they're trying to divide the black man from the black woman with this Tory Lanez thing. Because if you support Tory Lanez, you automatically what?
You hate
black
black
women.
See that?
Now, no black woman came up with that on her own.
Nope.
It was social media big mouths that flood the market with this idea,
Yep.
and then and it started with the homosexual community.
Of course.
Homosexual black men also push that idea.
Yep.
Anybody supporting Tory, you hate black women and it's disgusting. And it's a damn saying it,
Right.
right? And then they pushing that idea onto young women at large. You think I couldn't see that? Could y'all not see that?
Of course. Of course.
Y'all didn't realize that they was trying to divide us from one another with this trial?
Oh, yeah.
When we were supposed to, they wasn't supposed to go to the judges for that.
Nope.
Tory and Megan were supposed to come see us, and we were supposed to judge that.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
Because he ain't shoot that girl, man.
Right.
Nah.
His DNA not on the gun. Ain't no witnesses say he pulled the trigger. No blowback on his hands, no gunpowder on his hands from recently firing a weapon.
Now the CIA is up a trillion. And the reason why I say that is because now that this new evidence has come out proving his innocence, you know what black women are gonna do?
What?
Say nothing.
Nothing. And the timing is so perfect. When the word got out that somebody was gonna speak up and say, yo, Tory didn't shoot the girl, they tried to assassinate him in the prison, man.
Yep.
You think some Mexican he been in jail for 3 years.
Come on.
You think some Mexican for no reason
Just gonna stab.
just stab him up
What?
with 14 times within an inch of his life?
14 times. That was assassination.
That was a phone call made, hey, this nigga gotta stay in jail or it's gonna ruin our profit. Cause Megan is very profitable.
Yeah.
That's Pepsi's artist. She's crossover. White people love her too. She at the damn Super Bowl, they love her.
She twerking for your
presidential
vice
election.
president.
She's twerking with the vice president. They love this girl.
Lobbyists need her.
So for the money to dry up, man, take Tory off here. Because what's Tory doing? He's doing it for self.
He knows. He knows how to make money without your system.
He making bangers.
And they don't like
They
that.
don't like that.
He made $1 million off of NFT. He printed money.
He making
They said, nigga, what?
Right.
And we don't get none of it?
Right.
he making bangers.
And people
on a
like you?
prison phone.
Right.
Right?
That's different.
You gotta be able to see through all that. How y'all doing? You gotta be able to see through all of that. You gotta be able to understand that that agenda was in place. As soon as they put him in the jail, they rushed him to jail.
Yep.
Diddy trial taking forever. Young Thug trial took forever. Tory Lanez, jail, nigga.
Jail.
Jail, nigga.
Jail is not waiting.
Right.
Damn.
He ain't even from the U.S.
Damn.
Right.
Deport, nigga. Cause he's doing for self.
Yeah.
He's printing money.
Yep.
That's how wicked this white man is. I'll take your youth from you, man, to protect my profits.
To protect my profit. And I'll be damned if you are able to thrive without me.
Yep.
And that should let you know how relevant you are and how irrelevant other people are outside of your community.
Right.
We was trying to tell you this Friday, or Thursday rather. We was trying to tell you that everybody wants to be a part of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Why don't you want to be a part of what you're doing? You want to be a part of other people's stuff when the whole time they want to be part of what you're doing.
Yep.
Right.
Anything black people have decided to do autonomously without any help, they either wanted to destroy or get their piece of it.
Yep. Yep.
So stop outsourcing yourself to all other nations that will never make you a part of their agenda.
Right.
That's right.
That'll never give you a seat at the table. Instead, build a table with your people.
Yep.
Bring it up.
But what it is you're afraid. You're afraid to do that because you understand as much as you want to debate with us about how we're not under oppression, how we're not under tyranny, how we're not at war,
Psalm
Right.
64.
you will argue with us because you know the reality is if I decide to be unified with my people,
right.
I'm going to be looked at
with them.
I'm going to be looked at as an enemy
Right.
to these people.
Right.
And you're afraid of that.
You're afraid of that.
Hey man, I want free Tory and lock Megan up for misguiding our young daughters, man.
Why? Right. See that?
That's the true crime.
Right. That's the true crime.
You up there just bouncing ass. That's all you do?
That's all you do.
And talk about how many dudes you done did.
That's actually disgusting. That I want my young daughters to understand that that's disgusting. Like there used to be a time where young girls, if they knew it was a girl in the school and she was always hopping around with different dudes,
They whisper.
they wouldn't hang with her because like, ew, you're lame, you're disgusting.
Yep.
You're a thought.
You're a thought.
That reminds me of a
I want that culture to come back to my
Right.
community.
Well, you got to bring bullying back too. All these sodomites get up
I've
out of
been
here.
saying that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now it's cool to be hopping on every ride and have a gay best friend. That you are cool if you have that.
I remember seeing a post that said we gotta bring it back to the time when black people were respected, right? There was a time when black people were actually respected, right?
Yeah.
Back in what? In the 90s, the early 2000s.
Yeah, they-
right, when we take it serious.
They would be
right?
like, yo, black people ain't gonna do that.
Do that.
They're not going for that. They're
There
not
used to
doing
be a
that.
time.
There used to be a time, man.
But now wickedness abound worse. Wickedness has abound worse and worse, man.
That's strange. CIA.
Read it.
CIA is something else. I'm telling you.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 6.
What's that say?
They search out iniquities. They accomplish diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
That's talking about your enemies, man. They search out iniquities, man. They are wise to figure out the most evil way to circumvent your nation, man.
Yeah.
In the past, these Edomite bumpkins was just so brutish, they just bomb you.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Blow it up. But it's
Guns.
America, sir.
Get it out the way.
I don't care. Get them niggas. Right now they do it very subtle. They're very subtle. They do it. Their thoughts and their inward heart is deep. Read it again.
No.
Ah.
Instead of firefighters militarized.
Yeah. Just let them burn up in the building.
It's crazy. They search out iniquities. They accomplish diligent search.
They do a diligent search. Don't you think they have to sit down and figure out which demographic is gonna make them the most money, and then they market it to it?
Yeah.
How can a dude like look at your music is the primary program in how they control you? I know we sing that song, music. I know we tell that story all the time, but it's kind of true.
It's true.
Not kind of true, it really is true. Your music is the key avenue that they poison the well, right?
It's the SIM. It's the SIM card.
It's full?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, I really, as I got older, I realized I want to have fun so bad that I will participate in things that destroy my nation.
It don't make no sense.
Like, I love trap music so much. Damn, what they beefing for?
Get the fuck on.
What they beefing about? That's all we good at.
Not getting home.
That's the curse that's playing out right in front of your face.
But sis is drunk in the daytime.
Yeah.
Anyway, because that's the destruction of our community. These young girls still got hope. Not to say the sister don't have hope, but you in a hopeless state if you're drunk in the daytime.
Right.
It's not much building I could do with you. Right?
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to smoke my weed and be out in the street. I admit it.
Yeah.
I knew. But now that I'm older, I'm like, damn, that was all the CIA destroying my community.
Right.
And I was buying into it, man. Like, I didn't know that they used us selling crack to each other to fund a war.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
In Nicaragua and
Contra, man. They gave me a video game called Contra.
yeah. Right.
But I didn't know why that was happening. They was pumping crack into our neighborhoods, and then the government was taking the money that circulated from that and funding a whole war.
And they romanticize it for you so that you could perpetuate it and live that lifestyle.
The Bible said all of his thoughts, he does a diligent search. His thoughts are deep, right? So you have a hell of an opponent, man.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's why we got to do, the fixing has to be us. Hey, I'm one of the brothers that'll be real with you. I can't fix Issachar. What I look like being the primary teacher to Ephraim.
Yeah.
I got to deal with Judah.
Yeah.
Issachar got to raise up their own prophet. Some Simeonite got to stand up and go, I'm Simeon for the Dominican Republic, and I'm going to tell you, you could call or something, man. You got to get up.
Yeah.
Right.
Get up, man.
But the labor is much, the vineyard is huge, there's only a few workers. So I'm a focus primarily on Judah's problems, of course, because that's what I can relate to, man.
That's what the princes of the people are for. In time of Moses, you had princes of the people. You had the princes of Judah. You had the princes of Ephraim.
Right,
you had the
right.
princes of Levi. They would present themselves,
They are representatives.
and they
of the
represented
tribe.
their tribe. That's what we have. That's called organization.
Where the Israelites out in Cincinnati, man? Y'all supposed to be at every one of Brother Hinton's court appearances, man.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Y'all supposed to be running security for him.
Yep.
Y'all supposed to be going to the jail, asking to see him on the screen. And, hey, Brother Hinton, you all right? The Hebrew Israelites in Cincinnati, we with you.
Right.
You tell us what you need, man. We got brothers on the inside too. That's what we supposed to do, man.
Right.
Because them police gonna have their way with him.
Oh, absolutely.
He ran down that cop, they gonna get him for that.
I seen the cop in the elevator with him. He wouldn't leave him.
The black cop came in the elevator with him and wouldn't leave him.
Yep.
I saw that. And the white man is more racist than he ever been on social media.
Right. Right.
Now that you can't get, nobody account is getting banned anymore. Well, now the playing field is fair. Now we need to get on these devils.
Don't,
right?
don't you say nothing about them Jewish boys though. You'll kind of get clipped.
Well, listen, you Jew boys, y'all are blowing up the Palestinians and they bouncing off of one building and landing on the next building. Did y'all see that?
Yes.
Children are flying through the air and landing on the next building's rooftop
I didn't see that.
because they bombing civilians. And it's a revenge mission. October 7th is the reason. Well, guess what my reason is? History.
That's right.
That.
Let me go on my revenge mission, man.
And October 7th, you did that yourself.
Come on, but
Y'all evil. Y'all, no, look. What we just read, Psalms 64. Their hearts are deep. They're wicked, man. The heathen will imagine things so that they can have a reason to destroy you.
Yeah.
and believe what they imagine.
They will create situations
Oh, yeah.
so that they can have a reason to kill you. Philando Castile. I've given the officer every reason not to shoot me. My hands are out the window. I let him know. I verbally warned him, let him know that I have a firearm in the car. I'm completely complicit to all of his orders. I still get shot in my front seat in front of my child and my wife.
What do you think the crack epidemic was? That was double destruction. That was a reason for them to destroy you. They want to infiltrate your community with crack. That's going to destroy you off rip, right? You're going to get addicted to these drugs. That's going to destroy you. Now I have a reason to send my police force in there to kick down your doors, drag you out your home, put you in prison, right? Shoot you down in the street. Now I have a reason to do that. Tear down your neighborhoods, repurpose your neighborhoods for other people, and then completely redline you from going into other parts of the city that you live in. Matter of fact, you got a thriving black neighborhood, I'm gonna put a highway through it. Right. That's what's going on in Georgia, right? That is the reality of your situation. They have found reasons to destroy you, but now you give them reasons. Yep. And call it culture. Call it culture. Yep. You give these people reason to hate you and wag the finger at you in the world stage, and you call it your culture. Call it culture. No, that's not culture. Rap. The current state of hip hop is not my culture. No, it's not. Nah, the glorification of death, harlotry, the glorification of degeneracy,
drug abuse,
the glorification of child abuse and drug abuse. No, that is not my culture. No, not at all. No, that was something carefully crafted and tailor-made, pushed upon you so that you can accept it and embrace it, and then call it your culture, man. Let me show you what my culture is. Go to Leviticus chapter 19 and 17. Yeah, we gotta light some more incense.
God, what happened?
We need some more incense.
A rush of stench. 5 points.
I don't smell it. I don't want to.
It's terrible out here. Read it. You said what? I'm sorry.
Psalms.
Hey, listen. We're on a battlefield here. We're in 5 points, Atlanta, Georgia. Stay focused. You're gonna smell stuff. You're gonna see stuff. But we have a mission. All right?
That's right.
Read that. Leviticus 19:17. Read
The book of Leviticus chapter 19 verse 17.
Read.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon
Hey,
him.
that's my culture. My culture is to make sure that my neighbor does not fall into sin. Right. My culture is not to bear a grudge or to seek vengeance against my people. That's my culture. Yeah. Keep reading.
Come. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
That's my culture. My culture is to love my people as myself.
All right, there you go.
That is my culture. And that's the culture that Christ perpetuated within his people. He taught that. He taught to keep the commandments of God. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna teach the same thing. When a brother falls, guess what? We're gonna restore him in the spirit of meekness. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Because that's my culture. That's our culture. You can't be a hypocrite and teach this for culture, but you tear each other down on the internet. Yep. Y'all weird, man. My culture is not black culture. Nah. Because black culture has never been your people's culture. It's not culture. Your people's culture have always been to be a holy people. Yep. Acceptable before the eyes of God. That has always been your culture.
That's right.
So what we gotta do is we gotta perpetuate that. And it starts with self, man.
Yeah. Starts in-house.
Hey, go to that. Christ taught that. Get the beam out of your eye. Was that Mark?
Matthew.
It's in Mark 2. Get
Is that Mark?
I got it.
I don't want.
I got it. It's Matthew 7.
All right, read that.
It's the book of Matthew chapter 7, starting at verse 2.
Read.
Matthew 7 and 2. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again.
Read.
And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye?
Why are you looking at the problems that's in your brother's eye? Read.
But considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye.
But you don't look at the problems that you're faced with.
Right.
The things that you gotta change about yourself.
It don't make sense.
Right? Before you tell somebody else to clean up their house, you gotta clean up your house.
Right.
But once you've taken that first step of cleaning your own house, guess what? The domino effect happens. Now your community starts to clean. Now your community starts to love each other as they love themselves. Yeah. Now your community starts to clean up the act of the children. Yeah. Now your community starts to teach your children good values and morals, and that passes on through the generations. Right. And that's called a rewashing of the generations.
The blue one.
That's what that rewashing is. But instead of doing that, instead of even cleaning your own house, you decide to look at other nations and see what you can do for them when there is no nation on the face of the earth that will do anything for you.
Right.
Book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and 17 told you that we have looked
and we have looked for a nation that could not come and save us.
That's right.
There is no people that has ever put the needs of your people before their own.
No.
So why are you doing that for other people? Why are you doing that for other people?
Right.
You gotta fix your house, man. All right? And it starts with you.
Bring it up.
So when it starts with you, guess what now I can do? Now I can help my brothers.
There you go.
And that's our mission out here. Our mission out here is to make our brothers like unto ourselves.
Bring it up.
You don't have to wear a SOT shirt to be like me. You don't have to be part of Sons of Thunder to be a brother like me or the brother standing up here. What you have to be is a man that's after your own people. A man that will serve your people and serve your God with all your heart and with all your soul, man.
Right.
That's the type of brother you gotta be, man. That's the type of brother that we would have you.
That's right. That's what we was explaining to the brother earlier today, right? That's that immortality, right? Because you setting up, you building up people to be like unto yourself. It will no longer be smite the shepherd and the sheep will scatter.
Right.
That will no longer happen.
Right.
Right? Because now every single member of your nation is a nationalist.
Right.
Every single member of your nation knows that we gotta prefer our own people first.
Right.
We gotta do for self first. Right? All of them understand this and they move with that singleness of mind.
Bring it out.
Right? That's what it looks like when you set up that Avenger in your stead when you pass on, man.
Bring it out.
That way we'll never be weak, we'll never be taken advantage of ever again, because we all have the same mind. That's why we can't get behind people who say, all right, yeah, you're an Israelite, I'm in Islam, and I'm in Christianity, right? But we still can be together in one community. Yeah, that works up to a point though.
Yeah.
Right? Because your morals aren't the same as my morals.
That's right.
Your standards aren't the same as my standards. At the end of the day, you got to conform to the standard of God, to the commandments.
Thank you for watching. You can support the body via Zelle or Cash App. We are the Sons of Thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved.